All right, everyone, we have this incredible story I want to share with you. Liam, he has come from the darkest moments, say rock bottom, and a very hard, difficult place in his life. I think we started talking a year and a half ago, to completely making this 360, 180 transformation. He is in this beautiful, loving relationship. He's engaged. He's happier than ever. He's confident in his own skin. And he's just really taken life by the bull by the horns and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take charge and create this dream life. And I can't wait to share his story with you guys. We'll just wait until he jumps on in over here. But if any of you, at the moment, right, if you imagine if you're facing any obstacle and facing like this, a challenge you feel like it's insurmountable, I just want you guys to hear Liam's story, because when you hear his story, you can go, oh man, okay, maybe I can take charge. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. So here we go. Maybe yes, Theory, welcome, by the way. Blake, welcome. What's wrong, guys? Liam, here we go. How are we doing?
Hey, I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're all doing well.
Awesome. You're looking bright, you're looking radiant, you're looking healthy. So different from, I think, a year and a half ago. I can't wait to share your story with people. By the way, Liam, people will be jumping in and out. We're in a different time, like UK, Australia.
Yeah.
A lot of guys in the US are asleep right now. That doesn't matter though, but we're here to share the story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Matt, Blake, welcome along as well. So, yeah, let's start from the very beginning, because you're in a very different place now, but where were things before we started?
So, right at the very beginning, I was smoking a lot. I was throwing myself into work, but I wasn't really having my heart in the work. I was self-destructing in a way that people would say was almost self-abuse as well. I was depressed. I was just generally not looking after myself in any way, shape, or form, mentally or physically. And I didn't see at the time that it was a vicious circle of just basically existing, not living, just existing.
Yeah.
And COVID didn't help with that whatsoever, because I did have a job at the beginning of COVID. And then as COVID hit, I was left on site by myself with my thoughts, which was quite dangerous in a way, because if you're depressed and you start thinking without anyone around you, then those thoughts can just spiral, and it's difficult to get out of that spiral.
What was the main story that was going on when you were in the dark moment with smoking, self-destructing, the depression?
Basically, I was never good enough. And it's kind of difficult to explain it, because I've changed so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the main idea behind the whole self-destruct was that I was never good enough, never good for myself, never good enough for work, never ever good enough for being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I thought that would never happen in the UK.
I remember that conversation very clearly. Yeah.
But things have changed so much since then.
Yeah. If you were to share, right, before, because we're going to flip into how life has expanded very quickly, but what was it that got you to reach out and say, hey, actually, what was it that got you to reach out, first of all? What was some of the skepticism, the fears, doubts about reaching out in the first place?
The first thing that got me to reach out was two things, actually. One was I wanted a body like that. I wanted to change my mentality to trying to improve myself because I wanted to stop the self-destruction.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, why am I holding myself back?
Yeah.
So if I don't do this for me, no one else is going to do it. So the only thing stopping me is me.
Yeah. Wow. What was the thing? Because I remember that moment so clearly on the call, right? That made you say, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna go all in.
It's basically, what have I got to lose?
Yeah.
I'll become healthier. I'll become more vibrant, as you say. And I mean, you can tell by the smile on my face how different I am.
I wish people. I wasn't going to bring the first call to people to see like, hey, where Liam was, and I love how you're saying like it's hard for us to even go back there because you're a different person today. Let's go here, Liam. Like, what has changed since of being part of this? And
Okay, so right at the beginning, I was single. I was playing with the idea of going to Australia. I, I was smoking a lot. I wasn't really eating that much.
yeah,
Um, yes, I'd go for walks, but I wouldn't really enjoy them. I would just do it to get out of the house.
yeah.
I wasn't really enjoying my job, but now
What's
I'm going to start a job. Now I'm going to be starting a job that I know I'll love because it's going back to basics with cooking. I'm a chef, if no one knew.
amazing?
I've I've stopped smoking. I'm engaged to be wed. I am I'm moving to Australia probably September this year. Um, my other half is going there on Sunday to study to be a nurse. Uh, and these are all things that I thought would never happen ever whilst I was in the UK. I always thought that in order to change my life, I need to change the country. But
Yeah,
that's not the case at all. If you want to change your life, you have to change your mentality and how you think of things. And if you can do that, then honest to God, you can do anything.
how have you changed, Liam? Right? Because firstly, from single to finding your dream partner to being engaged, we literally, I think we started talking a year and a half ago, right? We're in a different place. You quit smoking, you're taking charge of yourself, you're feeling confident, you're feeling good in your own skin, you're going after the job of your dreams, you're moving to a new country as well. What changed within you in our time together? What was that? What was that switch?
Uh, there's one thing that I can pinpoint that was the pivotal moment, and it may not be the same for everyone, but it was definitely the one of the triggers for me,
Yeah.
and that was when my friend passed away from overdosing. And as I told you and the Daring Academy,
Yeah.
we made a pact about 15, 16 years ago to never give up. Just
Yeah.
never give up. No matter what rubbish you're going through, no matter how hard it gets, never give up.
Yeah.
Because if you give up, you will become everything that everyone has ever said about you.
Yeah.
So prove them wrong. Prove them that you can do it.
Yeah.
So I took that on board. I took my friend's death as a jumping platform to just go, screw it, let's do this. And from there, I've grown and grown and grown, not only in confidence, not only in my physique, my mental, my mental state. That's probably the wrong word. But also in my personal life as well, with being in a relationship and getting engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we were in Portugal in March, and to celebrate my birthday,
Yeah.
I would have never gone on a holiday like that for 10 days with just one other person before. But I was just like, screw it, why not?
Yeah.
So we done it, and yeah.
You know what I'm feeling? There's a few things I want to reflect here, Liam, right? Is our heart is expanding. There's a difference in, the heart is open. Like you're open for receiving good things to come your way, right? There's a different energy about you. And what is so profound is that you took this difficult situation of a friend, a close dear friend, passing away, right? Ending his life, and that I remember you having this conversation with another guy in our Daring Academy who also lost a friend to suicide, and you took that to go all in on living your best life, because that can destroy. And I'm not going to ever can't downplay that, but you turned something so painful and so dark and so difficult and so challenging into this beautiful masterpiece of life. You took it and said, you know what, I'm going to create my life and go after it. I'm not going to let anything stop me from living my dreams. And you are living proofly of what's possible. And I'm just so inspired by you. The Daring Academy are also inspired by you, what you've created. And I know that your story will change many people's lives as well. Emily French, hello. What do you feel, what has surprised you most about our journey together? What do you feel has been the most surprising that has helped you along the way?
The surprises would have to be the realization that it was me holding me back. The fact that going outside of your comfort zone is actually easier than it sounds. Doing things for you, being selfish once in a while, is bloody okay. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Good.
And no matter what, you're always going to piss someone off. So just screw it, do it.
Screw it, do it, go live your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And has it, from what I'm seeing, Liam, right, you actually, people say, go be selfish, like go do what you want, has actually been a great thing for yourself, for your life, the beautiful partner, you're getting engaged, married, the people around you, it's actually having a beautiful ripple effect versus actually having the opposite.
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't that amazing? So, and then getting outside of comfort zone, look at that, we've been talking about this Daring Academy, is that, hey, going all in on yourself, 10xing is actually easier than going halfway.
Yeah,
going outside your comfort zone makes life easier and better than staying boxed in.
You definitely have to go outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Definitely. 100%.
Good. What would you say to someone? Someone's like, hey, they're thinking about joining the Daring family. They want to get support, get help. They want to bet on themselves. So they want to cross the bridge. They want to do this thing. But there's some fears like, hey, maybe I can't do it. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I can't find love. I can't build my body. I can't get healthier. I'm too busy with work. There's no time. What would you say to them?
I was always busy with work, but you find time no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I was working like 12 to 18 hours a day when we first met. But I found time in the evenings, in the mornings. I found time to reflect on the day. I found time to do things for me, whether that be when everyone's gone to bed and I'm there in the living room doing nothing else. I'll have the TV on in the background and do a quick workout. There's always time, and I was the exact same. I thought there was no time whatsoever. Excuse me. I thought there was no time whatsoever, but there definitely is. If you find yourself waiting for the kettle to boil, there's 5 minutes there.
Amazing. And what would you say to someone who's like about to cross the fence? They want to do it, they want the support, they want to go for it, but there's just some fears there, just some fears and doubts
I,
lingering.
I would say throw caution to the wind. Grab the ball by both hands and just do it. If you still have fears, if you still have fears, then speak to one of the coaches, and they will put those fears aside.
Yeah. You're incredible, Liam. I just want to, we'll be jumping off onto the call together, but just your story is phenomenal. It's a full definition. The whole ethos, the whole energy of the Darren family is turning pain into gold, is turning hardship into confidence, and you're living embodiment of it. So thank you for being courageous, being brave, betting on yourself, doing the work, showing up, being selfish, and showing people how extraordinary life can be despite hardship, despite dark times. So thank you.
Yeah. You kind of have to have that mentality of when things get tough, you have to flip it on its head and say, how can I turn this into a positive?
Yeah.
And everyone has the ability to do that, no matter what.
Yeah.
And when you realize that something as hard and as dark as losing a friend through ODing, then any situation
Yeah.
is absolutely possible.
You're incredible. Thank you, Liam. Thank you for sharing. I know this is going to inspire a lot of people. We'll jump on to the Zoom.
Yeah.
And thank you, everyone. Rodrigo, Indy French, everyone who's watching this later on. If you want to reach out to give Liam some congratulations, I'm sure he'll appreciate that as well. And if you want some inspiration as well and you want some support, do reach out and make 2025 an incredible year. See you all soon.
Thank you.